Live from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex Friday Night Lights as Atlantic Shores returns home to take on the 5th-ranked Blue Ridge Barons. Atlantic Shores, the number 1 ranked team in VISAA Division II, riding high off of a big 51-36 victory at St. Michael the Archangel last week. They come home looking to extend their record to 8-0 on the season and put together another impressive performance. I'm Isaac Berkey. Atlantic Shores comes in 7-0. Blue Ridge 4-2 on the season as we see the home team from Atlantic Shores. They're the captains from the Seahawks lining up, preparing for the coin toss. As you see, 4 of the major studs for this Atlantic Shores team this season, led by Damian Maziel and Kai Hodges. Those two have been crucial to the importance of this Seahawks team, as well as Caden Beatty there on the far left as the 4 captains from each side come to the midfield to shake hands. But the story for this one is going to be the offense, as it has been for Atlantic Shores. They're firing on all cylinders this season as Atlantic Shores comes in averaging 46.14 points per game. And when they've been here at home, we've had a chance to look at them. That offense has been clicking and clicking early. They're going to need to do that again tonight.
Absolutely. You know, the Atlantic Shores offense has, out of the gates, been extremely explosive, almost averaging close to probably around 28 points just in the first half. So it's going to be up to the Barons to try and stop this explosive Seahawks offense early on.
This Barons offense, you mentioned their defense, their offense scoring almost 30 points a game, but it's almost been a 30 points a game out of a necessity to keep them in the win column, as they're giving up 27.7, just about 27.7 points a game. And, well, if you allow that kind of a margin for this Atlantic Shores team, they're going to take it and they're going to run. We mentioned Maziel and Hodge. They were very impressive last time out here at home, and without a doubt, they're going to be the key players again for the Seahawks tonight. As we see the coin toss, starters being announced here in the stadium, and Atlantic Shores chooses to receive, so that offense that we talked about wanting to start fast is going to get an opportunity right off the bat, as the Blue Ridge Barons are going to kick to open this one up from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. And this one brought to you tonight by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. We appreciate you joining us from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, as Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals can help you revitalize your property today. They are your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects. With years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings, our focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time. Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. And with that, we're going to listen in for an opening invocation and the national anthem prior to kickoff.
Coaches and officials, you'll bless them, give them wisdom in the job that they're doing. And we ask that everything we say and do tonight will bring honor and glory to your name. For it's your son's name we pray. Amen.
A beautiful night from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex as number 1 Atlantic Shores taking on number 5 the Blue Ridge Barons. Welcome in to the Sportsplex. We appreciate you joining us on this live stream brought to you via the Virginia Beach Sportsplex website. For all future events, go to virginiabeachsportsplex.com under streaming and click on the link. Before we get going, we would like to thank the following official sponsors of this one as they help make this broadcast and all other broadcasts from the Sportsplex possible. AstroTurf, Atlantic Bay Mortgage, CHKD Sports Medicine, Chicho's Pizza, Dairy Queen, John's Tax Service, Onelife Fitness, Shine Time, Power Wash and Paint Professionals, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Vault Athletics, Why Not Italian, and Zoop Eatery. Atlantic Shores, they want to start fast. They're getting an opportunity on the return. We'll see Carlos Smith and Carlos Smith and Kai Hodge go back. We've seen what these two can do all season. They're going to get a chance right off the hop to start this one on a positive note for the Seahawks.
You know, Atlantic Shores, once they've started out in front in most of their games, they haven't let go of that lead. So I think that's what Atlantic Shores is trying to do here. Get ahead early, hold on to that lead, and then just keep adding to it.
Kick is up. That one's going to be taken by Hodge. Back on the 10. He moves left. Wrapped up, breaks through one, swarmed over, and he's going to go down. So, pick up about, gain of about 5 on the return. Atlantic Shores is going to take over. Gain of about 10 on the return. Give him 10 for Hodge. Atlantic Shores is going to take over on their own 20. 1st and 10. 7 seconds off the clock. And we'll get a chance to see what Damian Maziel and this Seahawk offense can do. As quick pause so we can get the tee off the field. Nice effort by the assistant coach to get a little wind sprint into midfield, sprint back. Maziel, Hodge, and the Seahawk offense headed to work. Maziel in the gun, 3 wide to his left, gives Hodge up the gut. He's going to rumble up for 7. And so first play is a 7-yard gain for Kai Hodge. He comes into this one with 864 yards on the season on 89 carries, averaging just under 10 yards a carry. He's going to get it again right up the gut. Hodge, he's sprinting through midfield. He's got some green, headed toward the end zone, and he is gone. Touchdown, Atlantic Shores. Kai Hodge, he's going to take it the distance for a Chicho's Pizza touchdown.
Kai Hodge finding the blocks from their offensive line, getting the gap, and then it was just green right in front of him. Takes off for a very large run, and that's going to be 6 points for the Seahawks early on in this game.
Hodge, call it a 73-yard touchdown run. It took the Seahawks, it took them 41 seconds to get on the board. They're lined up to go for 2. Quick pop over. That one intended for Smith. No good, but the touchdown counts. The Chicho's Pizza touchdown for Kai Hodge. His 16th of the season and just game number 8. And what a run it was, but you can't mention what Hodge was able to do sprinting away from the defense. Without those big boys up front, they get their job done once again. And, we talked about the Atlantic Shores offense, and they made us look smart coming out, running the ball right up the gut and getting some offense on the board.
You know, I was almost going to say right before that play, I liked what Atlantic Shores was doing, handing the ball off early, trying to establish a possible play action through Maziel. However, I'm glad I didn't say anything because that was an 80-yard drive in 2 plays. Was it 80 yards by Hodge, just by him rushing?
80 yards by Hodge alone, runs of 7 and 73. And you mentioned the dual threat possibility of Maziel. That's kind of what makes this offense so dangerous. Maziel can pull it back, keep it himself. He's not a shabby rusher on his own with 340 yards on the ground in addition to almost 1,300 passing. Kick taken by the Barons. Got some room to run up to almost midfield, upended. And so the Barons are going to start over on the 35-yard line, their first offensive opportunity of the game, trying to answer back, and we will see whether or not Camden Brewer and company are able to do just that. Brewer comes in. He's thrown for almost 1,500 yards on the season, 18 touchdowns through 6 games, so a trio of touchdown passes per game for the senior. Blue Ridge Barons in the white. Brewer in the gun, has a man shifting. Quick pop on the screen. That one's complete. Dancing outside, but tripped up as the quick pass to Stewart, the 6'5 junior, call it a gain of 4. So Brewer starts off getting some offense, and we'll see how this Atlantic Shores defense answers, only holding opponents to 13 points per game. Brewer trying to change that. This Blue Ridge offense, as we mentioned, been very good this season. Brewer in the gun, 3 wide to his right. He's going to throw left, taken and swarmed over. It was Carlos Smith right there. They're going to count it a loss of 1. And so that will bring up 3rd down and 7 for Blue Ridge. They're a pass-heavy offense. We've seen back-to-back pass plays. They're going to be going to the air, no doubt, here once again.
Yeah, and keep an eye on that matchup that you see on the top of your screen. 2 passes already to that matchup. You already see the height disparity right now. Let's see if they try and give him some balls in the air, see if he can't use that to his advantage.
Stewart, the 6'5 junior, taking on Smith, the much smaller. Meanwhile, Brewer's got to run out of pressure, chased from behind, looking for someone downfield, going to tuck it and run. Jukes through 1, gets up over the 40, and second effort, we'll see where they spot this. He got a little push from his line coming in from behind, but the spot from the far side is going to be about 3 yards short.
Looks like they might have whistled it dead just a little bit early, getting wrapped up. And that's just going to leave them 3 yards short on the 4th down. Possibly looking to punt here.
So Brewer picks up 4 yards on the quarterback keeper. He thought he'd gotten the extra push. You mentioned the whistle went, so they're not going to give him that second effort. Good work by his offensive line to try to help him, but the Barons in a punt situation, 4th and 3 on their own half of the field. This one going to go up, back to take it. Collecting there is coming back across the field, far side, sprinting, flag down behind the play, through 1 and just stepping out. Great return for Atlantic Shores, as that was Brandon Peterson, one of the 3-headed receiving monster we haven't gotten a chance to talk about. We'll see what the flag is. In the range of a block in the back, you would assume, but don't want to assume because we all know what that does.
Good call there. It is a illegal block in the back on the return. Just when he goes to receive that ball, just Barons get pushed into the back and allows the return to bounce out to the right. So
the beautiful return and the beautiful effort from Peterson negated. Just about 3.5 minutes off the clock. Quarter number 1, Seahawks leading the Barons 6-0 in a battle between a couple of Division II powers this season. Atlantic Shores 7-0, looking to push that record to 8-0 with just a pair of games left in the regular season after this.
The 10-yard penalty comes with the block in the back.
So the block in the back, 10 yards from the spot. So that's going to back Atlantic Shores up to their own, call it their own 16.
Seahawks begin this drive 1st and 10 on their own 16.
Maziel's going to start in the gun. He's got Hodge to his left, 3 wide to the left, 1 wide Peterson out right. Holds, looks, throws. That one complete. And diving across, able to make the catch was Amir Ali as he hauls in his first catch of the night. Make that a gain of 17.
About a 16-yard gain on the play. 1st down, Seahawks.
First down for the Seahawks. Throw, that one complete. Smith has some room, steps to the outside, has 1 man left to beat. Can he haul him down? He can't. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Carlos Smith on the right side will take it to the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Maziel to Smith are going to take that one 74 yards to the house. 64 yards to the house, excuse me. But that is an 84-yard drive for the Seahawks and another Chicho's touchdown.
And just a great move on the outside. Curls in, gets the reception. Quick. Trying to go for 2 here. However, gets stopped. Barons do well to stop the Seahawks again, leaving it at 12-0. Like I was saying, a good turn on the curl route, and then jukes out his defender and then just has open grass in front of him. Out sprints the Barons defense to get into the end zone. 2-point conversion, no good, and it's Seahawks 12, Barons 0 here midway through the first.
And another 2-play drive for the Seahawks as they go 2 plays, 74 yards on that one.
84.
84.
Started at their own 16.
You're right. 2-play, 84 yards, a 64-yard passing catch from Maziel to Smith gives them the second touchdown. And Atlantic Shores in cruise control already, 5-13 into quarter number 1, up 12-0. And really, the speed of this Shores offense isn't being matched right now by Blue Ridge, and we'll see if they can find an answer. Kick's going to be taken by the up man, coughed and messed up a little bit, picked up, collected, room to go, opportunity. It's Stewart off to the races. He's got a chance, and he is gone. Touchdown, Barons. They answer back just 15 seconds later as Stewart, he's going to get credited with the kickoff return for a touchdown. A 66-yard return for Stewart. Makes it 12-6.
Yeah, just a little bit muffed there on the return. Stewart picks it up, bounces to the outside, finds some blockers, and then just out sprints the Seahawks here. And like we've been saying, green grass and just out sprinting the other team. And that's something that the Barons needed here to keep themselves in the game.
And so extra point attempt for the Barons. Some of the first quarter points we've seen Atlantic Shores give up at home is that one is no good. The line drive goes wide left. And so Snyder's kick no good, but the 66-yard return from Stewart is good. What started as a little bit of a broken play becomes a big play as Blue Ridge takes advantage on the kick return, and Stewart makes it a 1-score game. And since we're talking about touchdowns, and our lovely friends at Chicho's Pizza bring us all sorts of touchdowns. The Beach Institution since 1968, Chicho's has been serving the best pie around for over 50 years. from a single founding location to now 8 locations around the 757. Stop in or order online to find out why we're a Hampton Roads favorite. Chicho's, it's more than just pizza. So we'll see how the Seahawks answer. A little bit of pressure coming from the Barons. So far, 4 offensive plays. Drives of 80 and 84. 164 yards of total offense on 4 plays. Not a shabby average. Kick going to be sent away and out of bounds. So flag comes out, and the Seahawks are going to get an opportunity to take over with very good field possession here early in the first quarter still.
Yeah, not even 5 minutes gone here in this first quarter. 164 total yards of offense for the Seahawks. And now starting with great field position here. We'll see if they can't add to that.
As we've seen Hodge get in on the scoring, we've seen Maziel connect with Carlos Smith. And that connection has been deadly, to say the least, the last few weeks, as Smith and Hodge hooked up for touchdowns of 63, 90, 80, and 70 last week alone. Smith setting a school record with 337 yards through the air with catches. Maziel, quick pop over. He's going to connect with Ali, stepping to the sideline. Flag comes out from the back judge. Ali going to go down. Or excuse me, that was Peterson. That one going to be a gain of 8. We'll see what the flag is. And the offense is going to be moved back on the holding call, so that's going to negate the strong play from Peterson and Maziel. But we see this Seahawk offense going right back to the passing game. And with all the time in the world sitting in the pocket, at least the first couple of opportunities, expect to see Maziel stay back there a little more. One split wide, Ali, that is, to the near side. Maziel in the gun, 3 wide left. The back, Hodge, to his left, man in motion, quick pitch off. That one's Smith toward the edge. He's going to have the sideline. One man to beat and pushed out of bounds right around the 45-yard line. So a gain of 30 yards on the rush for Smith. And just a quick pop play off the motion, creating some extra space for Smith. And once again, Atlantic Shores picking up a shine time power wash. Seahawk first down as they try to keep the ball moving and keep this offense well rested with short drives, we'll call it. Maziel in the gun, 3 wide to his right, looking left, right in, and that one going to be incomplete. No, excuse me, pass is going to be complete.
Damian Maziel hits his receiver, Brandon Peterson, over the middle. Nice pass and catch in traffic.
Nope, and original call was correct as the officials going back and forth as Maziel's first incompletion of the night. He'll give Hodge up the gut, room to run, but met by a pair of defenders. Call it a gain of 3. That'll bring up 3rd and 7. First third down chance for the Seahawks. We'll see what this Barron defense has as they try to get Atlantic Shores off the field. give Hodge. Flag down, far side. Hodge is going to be met and just swept under. Gain of 2 on the play, but we'll see what the flag is. Came in right as the ball was snapped. And it's a false start on the Seahawks. That one's going to be declined. Legal procedure. So, 4th and 5. They'll officially give Hodge a 2-yard gain on that last rush. Maziel in the gun. Atlantic Shores standard 3 wide to the right. Drops back, looks, airs one out far side. Smith's there, had his man beat, but just over the head. And so that's going to be a turnover on downs. They had the look they wanted. They had the matchup they wanted, but Maziel just put a little too much underneath it. And now Blue Ridge is going to have an opportunity.
Yeah, I think what led to going for it there on 4th and 5, you know, they stopped Blue Ridge there on their first offensive drive. Quick 3 and out. I think the Seahawks feel that they're able to do that again. Their defense has been looking strong all season. We'll see if they can continue that here with 5:25 left to go in the first.
12-6 the score. Atlantic Shores leading the Blue Ridge Barons. Appreciate you joining us on this Friday evening from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. In the gun, Brewer for the Barons. Give left side, up the gut. That one going to pick up a gain of about 5. Rocha on the carry. 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Barons, and this Blue Ridge offense seeming to have settled in a little bit after maybe some early drive jitters on that first go-round.
One thing that Blue Ridge did on that last play is they sent receivers out wide to either side, allowing them to get a gain down the middle of the field. They're the outside linebackers of Atlantic Shores.
Pistol formation, give, and Rocha is swarmed over by Caden Beatty. That's going to be his 28th tackle for a loss on the afternoon, and Rocha basically loses everything he got on his previous run. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Barons.
Yeah, Beatty does well off the defensive line to kind of jump the snap and get that tackle for the loss there.
Big 3rd down upcoming for Blue Ridge. They'll send 3 out wide to the left, 1 wide near side. Brewer in the gun, the back Rocha there to help protect. Quick screen, pop over, but met in the backfield and going to be dropped is a swarm of Seahawks there to make the tackle. Brewer completes the pass, but it's going to be completed for a loss of 2. So 4th down for the Barons. They're going to send out the punt team. And Atlantic Shores is going to send back Brandon Peterson and Carlos Smith to try to return this.
Seahawks did well to make the adjustment after 1st down, getting that gain of 5, the Barons were. And getting those tackles for loss is going to be a turn, or it's going to be a 3 and out for Blue Ridge.
Smith, far side. He'll step and let it bounce. That's just going to take a couple of Blue Ridge hops, then an Atlantic Shores hop back. And so the Seahawks will take over at about the 21-yard line, leading 12-6 with 3:06 to go in the first quarter. Atlantic Shores leading Blue Ridge 12-6. And at Zoop Eatery, you can build the perfect box lunch, a customizable and individually packaged meal for your convenience. Choose from any of our wide variety of soups, fresh salads, made-to-order sandwiches, all served with a hunk of bread. and dessert. There's something for the whole crew. It's soup season at Zoop Eatery. That's Z-O-U-P. Fourth drive, for Atlantic Shores. They've gone a pair of two-play drives, then had the fourth down, the turnover on downs. We get a whistle and timeout taken by the Seahawks. They got out there, didn't quite like what they had, so they're going to come back and talk to the coaching staff, kind of see how they want to move things. But this Seahawk offense, we've seen the pass game, we've seen the run game. They're showing that they've got both facets of the offense clicking here in the early going tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple overthrown passes and a couple drops by the Seahawks. And if it weren't for those drops and those overthrown passes, if they're able to hit their targets, you know, we could be looking at a runaway here early on.
And it looked like it was going to be a runaway very early on as two-play drives put the Seahawks up 12-0. A 63-yard run from Hodge, a 64-yard completion to from Maziel to Smith. And all in all, the Blue Ridge offense hasn't really been able to establish any kind of rhythm. They've got the one touchdown, but that came on special teams. So we'll see how Atlantic Shores comes back after the turnover on downs. Give, that one not going to go anywhere, as Peterson in the backfield. They're going to give him 2. And honestly, that's a beneficial spot for Atlantic Shores. They could have just given him the line of scrimmage. Wildcat offense, Hodge going to take it. He's got a man holding on to his jersey. He's able to get away, but it wasn't for the better as he's going to run backwards, and it's going to be a loss of 4. His 5th carry on the evening out of the Wildcat, something we haven't seen. They're going to bring Maziel back under center. He's got Hodge to his left. 2 split wide each side. Hodge motioning to the coach. He can't hear anything. Trying to get the signal in. 1:53 to go and counting in the first quarter. 12-6 Seahawks lead. 3rd and long. Maziel pass off to Smith. He's got room and almost pulled down by the horse collar. Instead, he's going to turn and dive back over the 25. That'll pick up a chunk, but not at all. That's going to bring up 4th and call it 5.
And Atlantic Shores is very confident in their offense, going for it here on 4th down.
And timeout going to be taken this time by Blue Ridge with 1:17 to go in the opening quarter. Atlantic Shores leading 12-6. And in addition to seeming confident, they're moving fast. They're not giving this Blue Ridge team time to catch their breath, and that could be what kind of led to that quick timeout there, is wanting to make sure they had their breath, they were ready to go for what's really a crucial 4th down here.
Yeah, if they're able to get the stop, they're going to give their offense amazing field position and hopefully the opportunity to drive down and score a touchdown and keep this game extremely close.
And before we get back into it, we need to remind you that Onelife is one inspired life, and they're here to help. Start your new membership today at any of the 8 convenient Hampton Roads locations, or go online to onelifefitness.com to claim a free trial pass. One Life Fitness. Maziel in the gun. His receivers hoping he'll call their number maybe. 2 wide each side. Hodge behind him. 4th and 5. Checking the pressure. Going to check out of something, and a flag going to drop. It's going to be a false start on Atlantic Shores. Coming in from the far side, so the Seahawks are going to back it up, and that's going to change everything, as now the punt team's going to make their first appearance. Both teams shifting.
High snap.
Snap is high. Big Caden Beatty gets a high bouncer off. That one is going to take a Seahawk bounce and roll down to the 31.
Nice punt from
Andrew Belford on the punt, excuse me.
around the 31-yard line of the Barons. Just over a minute remains in the first quarter. First and 10 Barons on their own 31.
So with just about a minute to go in the first quarter, we're going to get another chance for this Baron offense to see what exactly they can do. As really only 5 yards in total offense for the Barons so far to this point through the first quarter. Their one touchdown coming on a special teams kick return from Stewart, 66-yard return. Stewart, the 6'5 junior, near side. Brewer in the gun, has Rocha to his right. Pointing out the pressure, takes the snap, looks once Stewart. Pressure in, chucks it up. Stewart with some separation, breaks through one tackle, cuts toward the middle. He's got a chance to go. Opportunity, cuts across, touchdown, Barons. Stewart gets a little separation, uses that size advantage you talked to, and Brewer connects with him for a big touchdown in many ways.
Yeah, Brewer almost looking like he just threw one up there. 3 Seahawks tackle him after the throw goes off, and Stewart does well to come back, get the reception, and then just breaks a couple tackles, manages to get to the open field, and just outruns the Seahawks to tie it up here 12-12 late in the first quarter.
Stewart with a 66-yard catch from Brewer. That brings us to 12-12. We'll see what happens here as they're going to go for 2. A one-play drive for the Barons. Ends up in the back of the end zone. Brewer pressure, has a man on his back, and he's going to be crunched into the turf. So the 2-point conversion is no good, but Stewart going to pick up the reception and the big touchdown for Stewart, and Blue Ridge ties this one back up. We got a brand new ball game heading into quarter 2.
Oh, absolutely. That is something that the Barons needed on offense to gain their confidence a little bit. The Seahawks have done well to stop them on their 2 previous drives. But on this drive here, the 66-yard pass through the air to Stewart just helps them as they go forward in this game, where we're tied up now.
And Stewart, the go-to receiver in this offense, averaging almost 88 yards per game in an offense that has been dominated by the pass game. Almost 1,500 yards passing coming into this one tonight, only 700 yards on the ground. So that tells you where the balance and where the strengths for this Blue Ridge team is. 52 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Smith and Hodge back to take the kick. This one going to be booted right down the middle, right by the sideline, and they're just going to let it roll out once again. So the Seahawks are going to get great field position once again, a second straight kickoff rolling out of bounds.
Yeah, we're going to see what this Seahawks offense has to offer here after being stopped on their last 2 drives. Last drive just punting it away. We're going to see if the Seahawks' confidence is still there. You know, it's kind of takes the wind out of your sails, especially after being stopped on your first 2 drives after going 164 yards in 4 plays.
And the penalty really causing some changing the situation, we'll call it. Back Maziel gonna air it out, has a man, catch made down to the 30. Call it a gain of 35 as Maziel connects with Peterson.
Gain of about 40, 35, more than enough for a Seahawk first down. Actually, the receiver that was Amir Ali.
So that's gonna put Maziel over the century mark. As Peterson hauls in his first catch. Clock stopped for the Chains to reset. Starts again, 28 seconds, first quarter. Shores trying to get some momentum. They're going to give Hodge off the left side. He's got room to go. 20, 10, pushed out right at the 5. But a big run for Kai Hodge down the sideline. And Atlantic Shores picks up another Shine Time first down on the 25-yard run from Kai Hodge, his 6th carry. He's got 96 yards on the evening. They're just going to let time run out in this opening quarter, so we're going to head into quarter number 2 with the score set at 12 apiece. That does it for quarter number 1. Atlantic Shores scored the first 12, but the Blue Ridge Barons come back with 12 of their own. Second quarter football coming up in just a moment. We're going to pause. Atlantic Shores and Blue Ridge Barons, 12 each, heading into quarter number 2.
What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream of with classic creamy Reese's peanut butter cups and crunchy Reese's Pieces? Plus, you guessed it, peanut butter topping and chocolatey topping. All blended in world-famous DQ soft serve for a treat that takes your favorite combo to a whole new level. Wow, what a rush. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
First and goal following the Shine Time first down. Atlantic Shores give up the gut right at the goal line. Touchdown, Atlantic Shores. Chicho's Pizza touchdown on the 5-yard scamper from Kai Hodge. 5 seconds into quarter number 2. Atlantic Shores has retaken their lead. It's 18-12.
Yeah, and Hodge just finds the gap there and just manages to shoot through, getting those last couple of yards to get into the end zone for the touchdown. We'll see what Atlantic Shores tries to do here, whether they kick the extra point or go for 2.
Hodge now surpassing the century mark, 101 yards on the evening. Of course, 73 of those coming on his opening touchdown scamper. 2 touchdowns for the back. Extra point, that one going to go over the crossbar. It's good. Call the bouncer, it counts. And Atlantic Shores is up 19-12 with 11:55 to play in the opening half.
Yeah, pulling off his best Justin Tucker impression to bounce that one off the bar and through the uprights.
As Andrew Belford, offensive line, defensive line, kicker. Pat McAfee signed this guy up. You got a kicker in the making.
For the brand.
So Atlantic Shores, well, they gave up a pair of touchdowns. They're going to answer right back to take the lead once again, and we'll see what the defense has to say if they can find an answer, as really the main issue offensively from the Blue Ridge side has been Jarmid Stewart, the 6'5", 200-pound junior wideout. He's going to step back, waiting on about the 10-yard line. Once this one, they're probably going to keep it away from him. And quick whistle off the kickoff. Offside or offside against the Seahawks. So another blunder by the Seahawks. We've seen a handful of these, but kickoffs altogether, we've had 2 go out of bounds. We now have an offsides. The 2 out of bounds coming from Blue Ridge, but these teams need to shore up these little miscues that could end up, we saw it costing Atlantic Shores a chance at a shine time first down. And now we're going to see Blue Ridge potentially get some great field position off this kickoff from Belford. So we'll do it again. Belford boots this one up, end over end. Going to be taken, rolls through, loose ball, but bouncing on top to cover it up as Rhodes had it go right through the breadbasket. Another miscue. We saw Blue Ridge capitalize on the miscue on the first kick return, not this time, as Rhodes falls on it. And the Barons will begin at their own 30, 1st and 10, 11:52 to play second quarter.
Yeah, and we'll see what kind of offense the Barons can establish here as we start the second quarter. You know, being down by 7 now, it doesn't mean they're out of this game. They've been down by 12 in the first. They managed to come back and tie it up. We'll see what they can do here, starting at their own 30.
This drive can be a statement for either side. Brewer, quick pass over left side, room to run. Chance hauled down. We'll call it a gain of, really looked like a gain of 9.5. Almost got to the first down marker. Second and 1. Pass complete to Rocha. Second and 1. Brewer will stand in the pistol formation in the gun. Has the back, Rocha behind him. Quick handoff, bounces out to the left, met by a couple, but he's going to get the first down and just enough to move the chains. As Rocha picks up the first down with the 1-yard carry, and that's what this team needs. Is you don't necessarily need the quick hitters. You need the drives that you can sustain, maybe wear down this defense and get back on the board to tie it up. And those little plays right there are going to be crucial down the stretch.
Well, you know, the longer you keep the defense out on the field, the more tired they're going to be throughout this game. And maybe that's something that the Barons need to think about. They can keep the Seahawks defense out on the field, might be able to wear them down just enough to get in the end zone a little bit more.
Brewer has Rocha to his right. Rhodes in motion. Snap comes down. He had to catch it, and his knee was on the ground. He gets smoked as the whistle was going. Coaches from the Blue Ridge sideline not happy. But a low snap, that's going to cause Blue Ridge to lose, call it 8 yards. And it's going to be even more tacked on as we had an angry coach on the sidelines picking up a unsportsmanlike conduct.
There was a loss of 8 on the play. The Barron sideline was flagged.
Barron's coach is trying to argue that there was a late hit off of that mucked ball to the quarterback.
And just kind of a late whistle, is the whistle didn't go right as soon as Brewer collected the snap with his knee on the turf. And really, it's, the old overused adage of just playing through the whistle, right? And that's what the defense did.
However, just a warning for the sideline. No yards lost.
Brewer pops one up, has a man wide open, up to the 50, cross midfield. That's going to be a first down and a gain of 21 as Logan Rhodes on the catch. Brewer picks up 21. And a first down for Blue Ridge. 8:28 to go, second quarter. Barron's trailing the Seahawks 19-12. Two high-powered offenses. Two teams looking to stake their claim for superiority in VISAA Division II. This one a scrambled play from the start, a little shovel pass. Going to go off to the side, and that's going to cause the Barons to lose yards. Call it a loss of 3 on Rhodes, and 2nd and 13 upcoming for the Barons.
Yeah, the Barons have found success through the air, especially across the middle. The Seahawks are kind of allowing that. They're pressing back a little bit, and, unfortunately, it's just allowing Brewer to pick off these yards slowly but surely.
We saw some big drives early, big quick drives early. Now a more methodical effort from the Barons. Brewer rolls to his left. Pressure coming from Beatty. Has him wrapped up. Going to chuck it to the sidelines. Great catch by the assistant coach on the sideline. But the quarterback pressure from Caden Beatty. He just forces Brewer to chuck that one into no man's land, and great pressure again by the defense.
Yeah, Beatty's done well all season to kind of not jump the snap, but find his way through the offensive line and get to the quarterback and apply that pressure, and does so again here. However, Brewer does well to get rid of the ball before going down for the sack.
Beatty, one of the top defensive linemen in Hampton Roads. 10 sacks on the season, second most in the area. He was looking for number 11 there, but the big guy just couldn't gobble it up and bring him down. 3rd and long, ball on the 50 or on the 49. Brewer, pressure coming, has to throw it up, has a man there. That one's going to be picked off. Picked off by the Seahawks. Smith gets away from one man, loses the ball, loose ball there, diving on top of it. The Seahawks look like they got it back. A big play one way almost turns into a big play the other, as Carlos Smith picking off the INT. Coughed it up, but he's got to buy Brandon Peterson something from Smoothie King for that one, as he almost gave them fantastic field position on the fumble.
Yeah, Peterson does well to hop onto that. Smith was just trying to get those extra yards, but, you got to worry about, protecting the ball.
Couple of broken tackles trying to dance his way to the end zone, but just the pressure from this Atlantic Shores defense, we saw it causing that interception really, as they didn't give Brewer any time in the pocket. Meanwhile, Shores offense, Maziel says, yes, sir, airs it out, and that one right down the heart of the defense. He's going to connect with Amir Ali. And a 35-yard gain from Maziel to Ali. Make it count, young man. That one going to go right down the gut. Ali's second catch of the evening, and a big one it was there. as that is another Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals first down. And Atlantic Shores in business on the offensive half of the field. Give Hodge looking for room. Up the gut. Finds it. Dances left side. He's gone. Chicho's touchdown Seahawks. Kai Hodge, his 8th carry of the evening. And he's going to take that one 40 yards. He has 3 touchdowns on the evening. And this young man is having himself a day. It's 25-12. Seahawks lead, 6:38 to go, second quarter.
Hodge has been doing amazing on the ground, but don't discredit the blocks downfield by Peterson. Set up the last touchdown for the Seahawks, and it sets up this one as well. Peterson doing well down the field to block, to allow Hodge that freedom to get into the end zone.
And if you're going to mention the wide receivers blocking, you got to mention the big hogs up front as the kick goes up. Yes, sir, that one is good as well. 26-12, Seahawks leading the Barons. Kai Hodge, the 40-yard scamper with plenty of room and plenty of space in front of him. He made that one count. Seahawks answer back after a big defensive stand, getting the interception.
Yeah, something that the Seahawks needed to try and break away. Once the Barons came back 12-12, you were really wondering, you know, are the Seahawks kind of down a little bit? Do the Barons have the momentum? But Seahawks go out and prove with 14 quick points here in the second, 6:38 left to go.
And that was the question, is how are they going to respond? How do you, one of the first times we've seen at home Atlantic Shores really get punched right in the face. And that becomes the question, is how do you respond when that happens?
Well, 2 touchdowns to respond is pretty good.
Not a bad way to respond, and we've still got 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
We've seen a couple hiccups off of the kickoffs. 2 out of bounds. We had an offsides on the last.
And we've seen 1 kickoff return for a touchdown as Stewart had a 66-yard return. They'll want to keep it away from him. This one taken on the 13, cutting back left side. That's Rhodes. He's met by a bunch of gray jerseys and taken to the turf. Call it a 16-yard kick return for Rhodes. And the Barons will take over on their own 28-yard line, trailing 26-12 with 6:31 to play, quarter number 2.
Yeah, Rhodes does well to receive that one. Last time kind of went through his hands, but manages to get a good, decent return out of it to put him at the 28. We'll see what the Barons can do here.
Brewer has been effective passing the ball so far. He has been 5 of 8 for 99 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He stands in the gun. The back Rocha to his right. 3 split wide to the right as well. Pressure coming. Almost a mishandle on the handoff. And that's going to let Rocha kind of pause to get up to the line, and he's going to be swarmed under before he gets anywhere. They're going to say it's a loss of 4. And Kenyon Wilkinson on the tackle, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 14. And this rush defense for Atlantic Shores has been very, very stout, to the tune of giving up a combined negative 10 yards rushing. So they've, in a sense, gained 10 yards when the Barons try to rush. Brewer, back pressure, had a man backside, just escaped him, dancing out to the sidelines, has room. He's going to take on one man head on and gain some yards. That's going to be a first down on a big 16-yard rush.
And Brewer does well to step up into the pocket, realizes that he's got some open space, decides to keep it, and does well to get the first down there.
And Brewer really just leaving that pocket at the perfect time as we saw the defensive back coming around trying to Superman out and grab that ball out of his hand. But 5:08 to go. We talked about the Seahawks answering. How will the Barons answer? This battle of VISA Division II juggernauts. Who's going to come on top? Option chance, but nothing going as Brewer met by a trio of gray jerseys. He's going to lose, call it 6 on the carry. McDonald comes on the tackle, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 16. And we've seen some success in the passing game, but really the run game hasn't been there for Blue Ridge so far in this one.
No, absolutely not. And you can't discredit this defensive line doing well to make those stops on the run. We'll see what they can't do here on 2nd down.
Brewer has Rocha behind him in the pistol. Pressure coming right side. Drops. Quick pop over. That's to Stewart, but he's wrapped up by the ankles. That's Carlos Smith. It'll be a gain of 4.
Well defended by number 7, Carlos Smith.
And so that brings up 3rd and 12 for the Blue Ridge Barons. Carlos Smith making the tackle as he wasn't going to let Stewart take advantage of him again. That was the matchup that the Barons were kind of picking on in the early stages. They got that matchup for the big 66-yard touchdown.
And Blue Ridge has managed to find more success with that matchup down the field. These short passes, Smith's able to wrap up Stewart for the tackle.
3rd and long. Ball on their own 39. Brewer out to his left. He's going to tuck, tries to find space. Met, gets to the sideline, picks up the 1st down and more. Diving across the 45 to the 42. That's going to be a 1st down for Blue Ridge. They move the sticks, 3:03 to go. And a big run for Brewer. Going to turn this one back the other way and keep things going for the Barons.
Yeah, and Brewer with the 2 keepers so far, 1 for 16, 1 for 20 that we just saw. And Stewart having the most success on the ground for Blue Ridge here.
The offense really using that, almost that quarterback draw that's not a quarterback draw because it's an intended pass. They just can't get any separation. The defensive back's doing a good job, but this offensive line for Blue Ridge finding a way to help create holes in the wide receivers downfield, doing the same for their quarterback. Brewer in the gun again, quick pass off. That one taken, space to go, right up the gut, colliding with one and right into another. That's going to be a gain of 15 through the air. That one completed to Lindsey. And so the 12-yard toss and catch for Brewer to Lindsey brings up 1st down for the Barons. In the gun, pocket collapsing. He's got room to go. Wearing number 2, looking a little like a Texas A&M Johnny Manziel out there as Brewer scrambles for 10. They're going to give him the 1st down, I believe, as the sticks haven't moved yet. But Brewer picked up 10. There we go. The stick's moving. And lots of green, lots of beautiful AstroTurf in front of him. And since 1965, the AstroTurf brand has been driven by forward-thinking ingenuity. Today, AstroTurf continually improves its system designed to deliver playing surfaces with the most realistic sport-specific performance, the longest-lasting durability, and sound player protection. Call AstroTurf. This defense for Atlantic Shores, we see them there in the huddle. What's your message to your defense is you don't necessarily want to give up much because the Barons get the ball back to start the second half. We got 1:28 to go. They're able to run out a little bit more of this clock, sitting on their own 15. This could turn into a big momentum swing in Blue Ridge's favor.
Well, if you're the Seahawks, you got to put your mind in the mindset of the Barons offense. They found success down the middle of the field. You need to find a little bit more protection there, or Brewer's just going to keep either A, running, or B, throwing down the middle. And they've been finding yards through the air and on the ground in that space.
For Brewer, most of those yards have come off of uncalled quarterback keepers. Stands in the gun, 3 wide to the left. Stewart to the right. He's going to keep it on the option, up the gut, wrapped up and hauled down, but not after he picks up 5. So Cam Brewer, his 6th carry. He's got 41 on the first half so far, 1:10 to go. Seahawks leading 26-12. Brewer back again, was looking for Stewart. He's going to take off, gets through 1, tries a little bit of a bunny hop. Credit him for 2 yards on the bunny hop. That'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Barons.
As clock's ticking, 46 seconds now. Barons decide to huddle up.
And we've seen the Barons try to utilize that quick no huddle, trying to maybe wear down this defense. 28 seconds to go. 3rd down, crucial 3rd, and flag comes out. Both teams pointing at each other. We're going to see who gets nabbed on the false start. The back looked like it was, man in the backfield did move. Looked like it was Jackson Lindsay. And the call going to go against Blue Ridge. So there's one of those snafus that we talked about at times. It happens right there. That's going to back them up. Takes from a long 3rd and 3 to a very long 3rd and 8.
Clock's still moving, though. 14 seconds left.
And timeout taken by Blue Ridge. 10 seconds to go. So not a lot of time left on the clock, but a chance to punch one in here and potentially get the ball back. This could be a very big sequence of events for the momentum in this one.
Yeah, Blue Ridge just trying to find a home in the end zone here to end this first half, second quarter. With it being down 14, you want to try and eat into that deficit going into halftime. We'll see what they can do here coming out of the timeout.
Folks, the Vault Fitness facility is Hampton Road's newest 13,000 square foot facility located in the Hilltop section of Virginia Beach. We specialize in young youth athlete development, personal training, small group training, and specialty fitness classes at Vault Athletics and Fitness. Just another one of the great sponsors helping bring you this stream tonight. We appreciate you tuning in with us from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. 10 seconds to go, quarter number 2. Seahawks leading the Barons 26-12. 3rd and 8. Knocking on the door of the red zone are the Barons. Brewer rolls right, looks, throws it up. That one's going to be picked off, and just stepping right out of bounds were the Seahawks, but the second interception of the evening tossed by Brewer, and the big defensive stand for the Seahawks. That false start penalty becomes even bigger as we're going to see what Atlantic Shores does here. Do they take an ear? Do they try to run one last play with 2 seconds to go in half number 1?
Yeah, Brewer just tries to come out of the pocket there, rolls out to his right, and with no time left, you're looking for the end zone. Tries to do that, tries to find Stewart in the end zone, but unsuccessful, and it gets picked off. Smith doing well to pick him off there.
As Maziel and Hodge standing in the gun on their own 1-yard line. Maziel gonna just air it out for a Hail Mary, chucks it deep. That one gonna be incomplete as the defensive back Rocha coming back in. But 24 minutes of football in the books. Atlantic Shores leading 26-12. As Atlantic Shores came out, took a 12-0 lead just 5 minutes and 13 seconds into the opening quarter. A 73-yard run from Maziel on the second play from scrimmage, paired with a 64-yard touchdown pass from Maziel to Smith. Made it 12-0. That one-play drive, 2 very short drives, put the Seahawks up. But the Barons would come back. They got a 66-yard kick return from Stewart, followed by a 66-yard catch from Brewer to Stewart. That made it 12-0. But Atlantic Shores would get all the offense in the second quarter as runs of 5 and 40 for Hodge put the score at 26-12. That is where we sit so far. When we come back, we'll have a little bit of first half stats and highlights and second half, but we're going to take a quick time out. You're watching Atlantic Shores Seahawk football from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. We'll be back with second half in just a moment.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
wherever,
however.
What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream of with classic creamy Reese's peanut butter cups and crunchy Reese's Pieces? Plus, you guessed it, peanut butter topping and chocolatey topping. All blended in world-famous DQ soft serve for a treat that takes your favorite combo to a whole new level. Wow, what a rush. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, Atlantic Shores looking to go to 8-0 on the season, holding a 14-point lead over Blue Ridge, 26-12, 1 half in the books. Quick stats from the opening half. Damian Maziel for the Seahawks, completing 6 of 8 for 166 yards and 1 touchdown through the air. On the other side, Cam Brewer completing 7 of 11 for 115 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Rushing, well, the man who would probably be the player of the game if we had to put one together right now, Kai Hodge. He has 8 carries, 141 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Touchdown runs of 73, 40, and 5, all from Hodge. Meanwhile, on the other side, the leading rusher for the Barons is the quarterback, as Cam Brewer has 43 yards on the ground on 8 carries. Carlos Smith, 1 rush for 40 yards for Atlantic Shores. On the receiving end of things, Carlos Smith, 1 reception, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Peterson, 1 reception for 35 yards. Amir Ali, 2 catches for 53 yards. Stewart, 1 catch for 66 yards and a touchdown for the Barons. And those are the bulk of the leaders for the opening half, as Atlantic Shores sitting up 26-12. Recapping the scoring, Hodge got things going. Second play from scrimmage, a 73-yard scamper to make it 6-0. Damian Maziel, 5 minutes later, would connect with Carlos Smith for 64 yards. That would make it 12-0, but Blue Ridge said, we see you and we're going to raise you with 12 of our own in the first quarter. Stewart would pick up a 66-yard kick return on the ensuing kickoff to make it 12-6, and then a 66-yard catch from Brewer to make it 12-12. In the second quarter, it was all Kai Hodge. Runs of 5 and 40 push us to the 26-12 score. Around the rest of the college football landscape, for those of you watching the FBS, Clemson and Syracuse tied at 7, 3:55 to go in the second quarter of that one. And out in Denton, Texas, the Marshall Thundering Herd leading North Texas 21-0. The nation's leading touchdown scorer, Rashid Ali, with a touchdown for the Herd. In baseball, Boston and Houston top of the first, 2 outs, 2 on, runners on the corners, no score there otherwise. Here it's 26-12. And Atlantic Shores' next home game is next Friday, November 5th, 2 Fridays from now. November 5th, as Portsmouth Christian Patriots step into town. The nights are getting cooler, but the football is heating up. And, well, you can just grab a nice cup of soup from our friends over at Zoop to keep you cool, or to keep you warm while things are cooling down. So make sure to come out, and if you can't come out, join us once again on the live stream as Atlantic Shores wraps up the regular season, taking on Portsmouth Christian, trying to keep this perfect season alive. We'll see if that can happen, but first they've got to get through the rest of this one. Second half football coming up. The Barons will receive. Seahawks leading 26-12. Second half football from the Sportsplex. Right after this, you're watching Atlantic Shores football from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, Atlantic Shores football on a beautiful Friday night. We see the Atlantic Shores kick team getting a passionate discussion from their coach right there as they prepare to kick off. Atlantic Shores leading 26-12 after a big first half on the ground from Kai Hodge. Running back coming off of a school record 337 yards, 4 touchdowns a week ago. He doesn't quite have that many yards, but he's got 141 and 3 scores so far in this one. We've seen both teams have a little bit of success at times. Obviously, 26-point Atlantic Shores more success than their counterpart, but coming right here, what do you want to see from the Barons of Blue Ridge if they want to make a run and try to get back in this one?
You know, it's going to be, chip away at the yards. It's not going to be find the big play across the middle of the field. They've found success down the middle over those 5-6 yard passes. I think you keep going to that, you might be able to just chip away at this Seahawks team.
Kick is up and not even a chance to be returned as it lands right out of bounds. So I think we've had maybe 2 kickoffs out of the multiple that we've had that have landed in bounds or not bounced out of bounds. But the Barons from Blue Ridge are going to start with good field position here as we get things underway in half number 2, trailing by 14.
The Seahawks defense has looked good in the first half and all season. We'll see if they can continue that here in quarter number 3 in this game.
Seahawks giving up 13 points per game this season. Blue Ridge scoring just about 30 points a game so far through this one. Cam Brewer, the quarterback, stands in the gun, 3 wide to his right. Quick pop over to Stewart. Trying to take him down at the ankles was Carlos Smith. That's not going to go, but thankfully he's got a swarm of teammates there, as that one is going to be cut down for a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 upcoming for the Barons. Ball on the 33-yard line for Blue Ridge. We'll see Stewart split out wide right. He's responsible for both Blue Ridge touchdowns. Brewer in the gun. Snap over. He's going to step back, trying to make something of it. Scrambles back, but he's going to be taken down and then thrown back down, and that's going to bring a flag. And so what could have been a huge play for the Seahawks, just undisciplined there at the end, is going to get some of those yardage back. But nevertheless, a dangerous play and almost turned into some very nasty yardage for the Barons.
Yeah, we were going to see a loss of probably around 20 to 23 yards. However, the late whistle, Seahawks, ill-disciplined, get the personal foul penalty. And it's going to put the Barons up near midfield.
Halfway to midfield.
Halfway to midfield.
Penalty taken from where the ball would have been because it's a foul after the whistle. So it'll be 3rd and 2 country miles from the 25.
Man, I'm so glad you're here to correct me whenever I'm wrong.
You do the same for me. It's how teams work. 3rd down for the Barons. And that penalty almost was a more heightened awareness around it after the same thing had happened previously on a bad snap. Ten minutes exactly on the clock. And a referee communicating with the chain gang over on the far side. 3rd and call it 20. Ball sits on the Blue Ridge 25. They've got to get to their own 45. 2 minutes off the clock in half number 2. Barons trying to seize some momentum to start this 3rd stanza. Taking plenty of time. The huddle as they're resetting the clock, 10:38. What goes back on, so a big 38 seconds running back on the clock there. Brewer in the gun. Rolls to his right. Beatty comes through on a test. That one gonna go. It's gonna hit the turf as Beatty came through just untouched to the quarterback. Tried to chuck it up, but not gonna go. That one intended for Fort Carden. Couldn't get it to him, so it's gonna bring up 4th. Excuse me, that's gonna bring up 3rd and 20.
That'll bring up 3rd down for the Barons. 3rd and 20.
As the personal foul altering the downs. 3rd and 20 for the Barons. Ball on their own 25. Oh, for the Barons. They're going to send out the punt team. Can't really do much else this deep in your own territory. Ball just shy of the 35. Smith and Peterson back to receive. This one going to be taken by Smith. Dodges one man, tries to get to the sideline, has room to run.
Great
Smith
block.
tiptoeing down and just steps out. Said the officials, the coaches thought he was gone. But no, sir, a beautiful return. Just couldn't walk the tightrope. But beautiful field position as Smith and the Seahawks going to take over at the Barons 37.
Thought we almost saw another special teams play there going for a touchdown. Barons had one in the first half. Almost saw one for the Seahawks there in the second half with great blocking down the field. However, just stepped out on that 37-yard return.
9:32 to play third quarter. Seahawks leading 26-12. Maziel in the gun, has Hodge to his right. 3 split out to the left. 1 wide, Peterson to the right. Seahawks in the gray jerseys, blue pants, give. That one to Hodge right up the gut. They're going to give him, call it 3. His 9th carry of the afternoon.
Hodge doing well on the ground, averaging around 15 yards a carry.
As Atlantic Shores at this point going to try to keep that clock running as long as they can effectively move the ball. 2nd and 8. Maziel in the gun. Hands Hodge. Up the gut. Room to go. Gallop. Nothing but green. Touchdown Seahawks. Kai Hodge. That one's going to be a 36-yard scamper and a Chicho's touchdown for the Seahawks. Wait, we have a flag on the play, though. Hodge with just a beautiful run right up the gut. And the touchdown stands. So Hodge with his 4th touchdown. Coming 3:12 into quarter number 3. Hodge with a 36-yard run. That one's going to make it 32-12. We'll see if the extra point is good, but that's another Chicho's touchdown for Kai Hodge. He's racking them up. He's got 4 so far. He's been a crucial part to this Seahawk offense. As they are going to kick the extra point. Maziel the holder. Belford the kicker. That one up and going to be no good. But a 20-point gap as the Seahawks leading the Barons 32-12 after that 36-yard scamper from Kai Hodge, and he just continues to be phenomenal this season for the Seahawks. The running back came into the season with 808, came into the night with 864 yards on 89 carries. And with his performance tonight, he has surpassed the 1,000-yard mark, as Hodge with 180 yards now sits at 1,044 yards, in addition to 19 touchdowns in just about 7.5 games so far this season. So he continues to be a problem for every team in the VISAA Division II not named the Atlantic Shores Seahawks. And this Atlantic Shores offense, they've got 32 points tonight. They're averaging 46 a game. They look like they're going to be approaching that average if the offensive output continues the way it has. We want to thank our presenting sponsor for this one tonight, Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Revitalize your property today. Shine Time is your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects. With years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings, our focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time. Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Kickoff right off the gut, just pouncing down on top of it was the up man. And so Elijah Taylor, the sophomore, will just cover it up, and the Barons will take over right about their own 40. Down by 20, looking to get some momentum after a stalled drive to start the half.
Yeah, Barons early on have been looking towards a wide receiver screen to the outside. However, they haven't found success for it. You know, I'd like to see them start moving the ball a little bit down the field, look for those 3- and 4-yard passes, quick outs to their wide receivers, maybe even on the ground. Brewers had success there, around 46 yards in the first.
So we saw Brewer, a lot of his yardage coming from being forced to scramble, going to give up the gut as Rocha, the back, takes it, call it a gain of 4. So Rocha picks up officially 4 on the play, 2nd and 6. Blue Ridge taking a little more time to get the play, and this time they had success running the no-huddle offense in the first half, but slowing the tempo down, trying to make sure they have exactly what they want here in half number 2. Brewer, pistol, he's going to tuck and keep, dodges the tackle of one, and he's just going to be pushed right out of bounds, but not before picking up another handful of yards. So the quarterback makes his 10th carry. He's going to have 25 on the game, knocked out of bounds by Amir Ali. 3rd and call it 3 for the Barons. 7:46 to go, quarter number 3. In the gun, Brewer, one man to his left. That's Rhodes. Look, throw out, up to meet the receiver, and a helmet coming loose, jumping right back in. And that's going to be a penalty on Atlantic Shores as Kai Hodge lost his helmet, then jumped right back into the tackle. As Shores stopped the Barons a couple of yards short. Rhodes on the catch from Brewer. His third reception went nowhere. Defensive captain Caden Beatty talking this over with the head official. And so the flag thrown out as Kai Hodge tried to continue to play without his helmet on. Helmet popped off. You could hear the official telling the Atlantic Shores sideline he can't play without his helmet. And so that's going to create a first down for the Barons. So after they were stopped short, just another little mental error by Hodge, not stopping and stepping back, getting in on the tackle when the tackle was already wrapped up. But Hodge gets in there, and it's going to be a first down for the Barons. Ball on the 36. Give up the gut. Chance for Roca. Stumbles down, and that's going to be close to the first down. Calling a gain of 8 for Roca. His 6th carry. He's got 9 yards on the evening, and we've got a man down on the Atlantic Shores side. Training staff will head out. 7:13 to go, quarter number 3. Seahawks leading 32-12. Looked like they'd had the big third down stop, but a personal foul penalty for playing without a helmet gives the Barons a first down. That's where we sit. And whether your kid is competing as a part of a football team, likes to ride a bike, or is on the road to the Olympic glory, the multidisciplinary team at CHKD Sports Medicine Program is dedicated to the comprehensive treatment of illness and injury in pediatric and college athletes. That's CHKD Sports Medicine. As we see the hobbled Seahawk making his way off the field. And a look at the spot of the ball there as it sits at about the 27-yard line. 2nd and 2 for the Barons. Brewer up under center. One of the first times we've seen this from the Barons. Heavy set, 2 backs. He's just going to try to run it right up the gut. He's going to get a good push. A little bit of what looks like a rugby maul almost breaks out. And he's going to make his way all the way down. We get a flag flying in late. Works his way down to the 10. So on 2nd and 2, They're going to pick up 17. And a penalty on Atlantic Shores, another personal foul, helping march the Barons right down the field. We've seen it before. We see it right now. Penalties are costing this Seahawk team pretty big here in the second half.
Yeah, Brewer came up at the end of that run, took his helmet off, might have gotten something to the face, and that's where the flag came in. But that flag is just going to put it half distance to the goal. We're going to end up seeing the ball put around the 8-yard line, maybe call it the 6-yard line, actually, excuse me. And it's first and goal for this Barons team.
And just lining up in that same formation, we'll see what they do. And sure enough, they do the exact same thing, trying to push Brewer up toward the line. He's going to come up a few yards shy. Call it second and goal from the 2. Gain of 4 on the run for Brewer.
Cam Brewer again on the carry. Second and goal.
We'll see if the Barons come out again and basically run that maul behind the offensive line, pushing it forward. They're gonna stay in the gun. 2 wide right, 2 in the backfield, 1 in motion. Turn given, swarmed over, and just crushed in the backfield as Caden Beatty, a little bit better defensive tackle than Dancer, but showing off some moves after busting through for his 28th tackle for a loss on the season.
Yeah, Beatty does well to just get through that offensive line and manages to get the tackle for the loss, something that was big. Started out at the 2, now we're at the 8-yard line. Loss of 6.
Roca on the carry. 3rd down and goal, ball on the 8.
You can hear the crowd rallying behind the Seahawks right now on that loud roar after the tackle for the loss. We'll see if the Barons can come through and get into the end zone.
Just over 4.5 minutes to go. Quarter number 3, 32-12. And flag gonna go again. It looked like the Seahawks jumped early. Were they drawn? We'll wait and see. And encroachment on the Seahawks. So we've seen penalties and disciplinary issues. Things just getting a little antsy there. 4.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Seahawks leading by 20, but Barons knocking on the door. And the Seahawks giving them plenty of opportunities to get their way into the end zone. Cam Brewer in the gun, 3 wide to the left. 1 back to his left, it's Roca. He's going to hold on the keeper, steps through the line, tries to find the goal line, reaching out. And Seahawks saying they have the ball, and indeed they do. Brewer tried for the extra yardage, but instead they're going to say the Seahawks have the ball. Now the officials are going to come together. Brewer looking, saying, no, my knee's down, my knee's down. So we'll see what the discussion ends up being. Hard to tell from where we were with a mass of bodies between us and the ball. Either way, Brewer picked up, call it 1. The officials discussing whether or not it's going to be Atlantic Shores ball on the hash. And indeed it is. So after all those discipline issues, the penalties, The Seahawks come up huge, causing another turnover. They're leading the turnover battle so far here tonight. 2 picks and a forced fumble. That'll make any coach happy on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked like it was just that second effort from Brewer. It ended up landing on the player that was trying to tackle him. He's still alive. Ball gets poked out there, and then the Seahawks do well to recover it. But they're pinned back essentially in their end zone. Got to be careful of the safety here.
Maziel and Hodge standing inside their own end zone. Quick give to Hodge. Up the gut. Runs into a bunch, but he's going to get something. Out to about the 5. They're going to give him out to the 7. His 10th carry. Going to go for 4. Hodge with 184 yards and 4 touchdowns. Don't expect them to stop feeding him anytime soon. 3:38 to go. Third quarter. 32-12, Seahawks leading the Barons. Maziel in the gun. 3 wide to his left. Hodge takes off tackle. Right up the gut. Bounces off 1. Gets maybe 3 yards. They'll give him that. Out to the 10. 3rd and 2 for the Seahawks, backed into their own end of the field. Quick pitch out. Hodge tries to get there, has to avoid the out of bounds line. They're going to say he stepped out, though, trying to take the sweep and turn it upfield. So that's going to be a loss of 1. And so 4th down and 3 for the Seahawks. They're going to send out the punt team.
That'll bring up 4th down for the Seahawks.
Big Caden Beatty back to punt for the Seahawks. Snap there. Dodges around 1. Little rugby kick comes up. Fair catch, wave for. And that one going to be taken at the 42. Call it a 45-yard punt from Beatty. Collected by Roca. And the Seahawks avoid what almost turned into a blocked punt there in their own end zone.
Yeah, good awareness by Beatty. If he goes to kick that, I mean, that's a block, and that could be a touchdown for the Barons. Does well to juke out the defender and get the kickoff. Much better field position than essentially at the 2-yard line, now at the 42.
So after a drive that stalled with a fumble right on the goal line, Cam Brewer and the Barons take over at the 43. Brewer 3 wide to his left, 1 back behind him. 1 in motion. He's going to turn and give to Roca. Up the side, that one going to be knocked out, but a flag comes flying in. Potentially in the area of holding. Call it a gain of 3 for Roca. See what the flag is. And holding on Blue Ridge it is indeed. 2:22 to go in the third quarter. 32-12, Seahawks leading the Barons. After the penalty, they'll march all the way back to their own 48-yard line. 1st and 20. Rolling, Brewer chucks it up, has a man there, tipped into the hands and almost tipped over. An opportunity for Stewart was there, couldn't capitalize on it. That one was tipped up and over. Almost gave Stewart a chance to walk right in the end zone after a nice throw from Brewer. Had time on 1st and long.
Yeah, ever since Stewart has been explosive in the first half, especially after that 66-yard touchdown run, they've been double teaming him on the outside with a mixture of Smith and Peterson. So now we see 2nd down and 20 after the incomplete pass.
Brewer in the gun, 2 wide to each side. The 6'5 Stewart near side, man in motion. Brewer rolls to his right, pressure coming. Quick little flip pass taken by one. That's going to be a gain of 3. Flag in the backfield, probably a late hit on the Seahawks if I'd have to make a prediction, but a short pickup for the Barons on the quick little flip pass. And roughing the passer, the call, the Seahawks trainer actually on the sideline. You can hear screaming at the official. He still had the ball. He still had the ball. That's going to be a 15-yard walk-off. And so it'll be 2nd and 3 from the Seahawks 34. So another big penalty coming up to hurt the Seahawks. 1:38 to go, 3rd quarter. They lead by 20. Their first touchdown of the half, the only one of the quarter so far. Brewer turns. He's going to tuck and run right up the gut, tries to find room. Instead, just going to slide. And the flag goes out again as he was sliding down, and the officials being looked like they were going to be extra protective, but instead that one's going to be on Atlantic Shores, but instead it's a holding call on the Barons. So a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul and a replay 2nd down. So they're going to walk off the penalty, and it's going to take the Barons right back to about the 45-yard line. So this one, 46-yard line. So instead of a 1st down for the Barons in this flag-filled affair, we're going to have 2nd and 13 upcoming. 1:08 to go, quarter number 3. Seahawks up by 20. Brewer, pressure, throws, has a man wide open near the sideline. Just going to step out and take him down. As Fort Carden collects it for a gain of 7. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Barons trying to get the play in before the quarter is over. 10 seconds and ticking.
9 seconds, 7 seconds, trying to use as much clock as they can. 3, 2, 1. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. So, the Barons just tried to use a hard count to get the Seahawks to jump off, but 1 touchdown in the 3rd quarter, a 36-yard run from Hodge, is all the offense we get. We're sitting at 32-12 with 1 quarter of football left to go from the Sportsplex. And fans, John's Tax Services providing tax preparation and retirement planning services. John's Tax and JPM Financial Services have been serving all of Hampton Roads for over 20 years. John's Tax Service is a proud community supporter of local youth sports. We're the best because of you, John's Tax Service. We'll step aside for a quick minute and come back with fourth quarter football. You're watching the Atlantic Shores Seahawks and Blue Ridge Barons from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, Atlantic Shores taking a 20-point lead into this fourth quarter. And we're going to start off the fourth quarter with a 3rd and 5. The officials having some confusion as to where to spot the ball after switching from one end of the field to the other. Teams lined up on the 43-yard line, the down marker, and the official sitting back on the 37. As we wait for the officials to get things sorted out. Some issues with the chain gang figuring out where they should stand. As now they'll get things sorted out and bring the down marker back to the right spot, assuming he's paying attention over on the sidelines and not just enjoying some wonderful pizza from Why Not. Can't blame him if he is. But Why Not celebrating 28 years of excellence in Hampton Roads. Our commitment to excellent ingredients, traditional recipes, and treating our customers like family is what has allowed us to serve delicious food to our community since 1993. Dine with us at any of our 7 locations, including our newest Haygood location on Independence Boulevard. What's for dinner tonight? Why Not Italian? And the officials having a little discussion there, probably making sure everybody else knows what their Why Not orders are, so they can get that order placed in once this one wraps up. 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Seahawks up by 20. 3rd and 5, and at this rate, we should have probably just kept playing after the third quarter ended, rolled through to the fourth. As now the Barons head coach is in the mix, trying to help the officials make sure the ball's spotted at the right spot. Now they're going to call over the far side official.
Well, they're just trying to get a little bit extra of a timeout without having to call a timeout.
Who meanders his way towards midfield. Atlantic Shores got the only touchdown in the third quarter. A 3rd down and about 5 will be upcoming at some point in the next century for the Blue Ridge Barons.
You know, Isaac, just to recap some things, the star of this game has definitely been Kai Hodge on the ground for the Seahawks. He's been doing well on the ground, probably close to, 180 yards so far now?
Hodge with 187 yards and 4 touchdowns for the Seahawks. Agree with you. He's definitely the man, the player of the game. And so now we're going to pick up the ball, move it 5 yards forward, still be third down, but the spot being corrected back to where the down marker originally was. So credit to the down marker guy. He knew where he was going.
He deserves a pay raise.
Maybe a nice slice from Why Not or a smoothie from Tropical Smoothie.
That sounds very refreshing.
Both great supporters and sponsors of athletics here at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, as well as Power Wash and Paint Professionals from Shine Time. As side official gives 2 thumbs up, and hey, what do you know? We got football once again. 3rd down and 5. Barons give up the middle. Chance breaking through. Breaks 1 tackle toward the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the Barons. Right up the gut, it was Roca. As after all that delay, Roca makes the first play of the 4th quarter worth it. He busts it for 37 yards and a touchdown for the Barons. It's 32-18.
Yeah, after the very long delay to start this 4th quarter, now the first play of the 4th quarter goes for a large run down the middle of the field. Roca does well to get into the end zone to kind of dig their way out of this deficit, now only down by 14.
So the ground game has definitely been the story for both these sides. As the Barons going to go for 2. And a false start near side on one of the wide receivers that's going to push the Barons back. The longest 8 seconds in Virginia high school football off the clock. As ball's going to come back to the 8-yard line. Barons will go for 2 once more, trying to make it a 2-score game. A 12-point game, I should say. Already sits at a 2-score game. Barons trailing by 14. Brewer in the gun, has Roca to his right. Turns, looks, has to run. Little jump pass over the head. And the Tim Tebow jump pass going to be incomplete. 2-point conversion, no good, but they get 6. And so the Barons make it a 14-point game, 32-18, here with 11:52 to go in the 4th quarter. A long extended drive for the Barons, and now Atlantic Shores is going to have an opportunity. We'll see what they can do. They've had big plays busting through and a lot of quick hitters, but we'll see if they're able to maybe milk a little bit of time off this clock, utilize the game that Kai Hodge has had, get the running back up over 200 yards as he sits at 187 and 4 touchdowns. Damian Maziel, 166 yards through the air and 1 touchdown.
Keep in mind, the last 2 kickoffs for the Barons did end up going out of bounds. We'll see if they can kind of direct this up the field, or possibly we might see an onside kick.
And the Barons looking like they're going to go for the onside. Quarterback Cam Brewer set to take the kickoff this time. And just boots it over the line. Going to bounce, rolling toward the sideline, and out of bounds it goes. So maybe a little misdirection, hoping they could catch The Seahawks napping. Instead, the kick's going to roll out of bounds. So the Seahawks will start on their own 35. 1st and 10, up by 14.
And I think if you're the Seahawks here, you're going to be keeping the ball on the ground, trying to milk as much clock as you can. However, a touchdown will help and kind of pull you away a little bit as we get deeper and deeper into this 4th quarter.
Ball on the 35. Maziel in the gun. Hodge to his right. Too wide to the right as well. Give Hodge in the backfield. Tries to run through the tackle and can't. And then the defensive lineman tries to do the little step over, and his leg gets caught on Hodge as he tries to come up. Surprised with all the laundry we've seen on the field. We don't see flag come out for that one. And now a flag's going to come out, and it's going to be on Atlantic Shores. So Hodge picks up 2. And then unsportsmanlike conduct on the Seahawks.
The crowd very vocal about that one. You heard the roars of boos coming after the call. It's the unsportsmanlike conduct play is going to back them up 15 yards.
And
looks like we're having some issues with the clock on the field.
The clock once again. As we'll see what they add. 10:40 sits on the clock right now. Seahawks up 32-18.
I believe the call from the official should be 11:41 on the clock. We'll see what it says here in a minute as they try to update things.
And so penalties causing issues once again as we wait for the clock to be reset. 11:31 on the clock. Seahawks with the ball. 2nd and 22. Give Hodge. Steps outside, breaks through one tackle, gets over another and knocked out of bounds. Give him a gain of 12. Puts Hodge over the 200-yard mark for the game, 2:01 on 15 carries. Seahawks back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10. Give Hodge again, up the gut, away from 1, keeps working his feet. He's going to get down about 8 yards on the carry that time. So 4th down, we'll see what the Seahawks decide to do. They're going to step over. They're going to go for it. 4th and 3, up by 14. Maziel in the gun. Seahawks putting everybody up in the box. I got 3 down linemen, 3 backers, and 1 defensive back crowding the line of scrimmage. Give Hodge. He's going to get there and more, powering his way. A gain of 5, make it a gain of 6. And so Hodge just going to keep the clock going, keep the legs churning. And that is an a Shine Time Power Wash Seahawks first down.
Yeah, great call by the Seahawks. They've been finding success on the ground. Keep it with Hodge, and Hodge does well to get the yardage that he needs to get the first down on fourth. We're at midfield now. It's first down.
Maziel drops, lobs one out, has a man complete down to the 15-yard line, rolls to the 10. We'll see where they spot it. But Will Goggin, the senior, picks up his reception, and that one is a big catch for Goggin and Maziel, as ball spotted on the 12, so it's going to be a gain of 38.
It appeared Blue Ridge just forgot about him on the sideline, was wide open. Maziel on the ball.
Throws into the end zone, touchdown. Oh, incomplete. Sorry, looked like he had it. Got ahead of myself. But Goggin, after picking up the Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professional Seahawk first down, has the Seahawks into the red zone with 9:01 to play in this fourth quarter, up 14. Maziel throws, almost picked off, as reading it and coming right over. That was Roca. The senior read that perfectly, and if he would have gotten his hands on it, that one was coming back 90-plus yards to the house. Third down for the Seahawks, 8:57 to play, fourth quarter. Maziel in the gun. Give Hodge. Turns back left side through the block and in. Touchdown, Hodge. It's another Seahawk Chicho's touchdown. Hodge has his 5th of the evening. That's a 12-yard scamper. And the Seahawks push the lead back to 20.
Yeah, Hodge does well to find the space off the left side of his offensive line. And just the blocks downfield allows Hodge to get in with ease. Now up by 20.
And the Seahawks just going to kick the extra point here. That went up, and it's good. Make it 39-18. Seahawks push the lead to 21 and 3 scores with 8:52 to go in the fourth quarter. After Kai Hodge picks up his 5th Chicho's Pizza touchdown to make it a 3-score game. And Hodge has just been nothing short of unstoppable. He's been stuffed for a gain of less than 5, maybe 4 or 5 times out of his 18 carries so far tonight. He's been great.
Yeah, Kai Hodge has been the leading man for the Seahawks offense. Just so many yards on the ground. And just does well to find the end zone 5 times tonight. Great blocking by the offensive line. Great blocking downfield to allow Hodge to get that yardage.
And now a little more pressure on the Barons, down by 21. Just under 9 minutes to go. As the muffed kick, and instead of letting it go, the Barons actually came up and recovered it. So they're going to take over at their own 44. Everybody kind of stopped and realized, ah, crap, this didn't go anywhere. Had the Seahawks touched it, it would have been a penalty and a re-kick, but Instead, the Barons are just going to take it on the 43.
Well, good awareness by the Barons. It appeared the Seahawks were about to start walking off the field, not touching the ball. And just a couple Seahawks behind the ball when recovered by the Barons. Do well to make that tackle.
Otherwise, Barons would have had a nice little walk into the end zone there. Brewer in the gun, has one behind him. Man coming in motion. Snap high, turns, gives. Up the gut is Roca. He's going to pick up 7. He's really come on in the second half, getting a lot of carries, but getting more positive yardage as this Barron offensive line has been able to find a few more holes for Roca. He's run a little bit more downhill. Now has 49 yards on the ground with 8:17 to go, fourth quarter. Brewer in the gun. Roca stands to his right. Play action, turns, gives, tries to run up, but he's going to be swarmed over, and Brewer has nowhere to go as he's going to be brought down for a loss of 3. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Barons. Ball on the Atlantic Shores 39.
Brewer just getting up a little bit gingerly after that hard takedown to the ground. Been trying to find some success running the ball. However, if he gets any more hits on him, he might be coming out of the game injured. Just be careful out there.
As the Barron quarterback certainly has taken his fair share of hits. 14 carries and swarmed over there. Man chasing him from behind. He's going to run. Gets the first down and more. Tries to break through a couple. He's going to be held and suplexed down. And then a late hit coming in on the quarterback. Going to bring the flag. As Brewer picks up 15. So a big run for Brewer there, and a big penalty going to be tacked on at the end. And the flag is waved off, actually, so that's going to be a first down for the Barons. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Knocking on the door, trying to pick up more points.
Yeah, I think that flag was thrown for possible unnecessary roughness. However, after the officials talk it over, they pull the flag up. We're back playing football, 1st down and 10 at the 25.
6:40 to go, fourth quarter. Seahawks lead by 21. Turn, give, Roca up the gut, has room, breaks through one tackle, can't break through a double tackle. He's going to pick up 6. Second and 4 for the Barons. 6:13 to go. Turns, gives, Roca, left side, has space, and just cut down. Tackle coming right at the knees. Gain of 10 for Roca. And as effective as we saw Kai Hodge in the first half, that's been Roca so far here on this drive, helping push the Barons down the field. Again, Roca, left side. Gets there, he's met, knocked out of bounds. Gain of 3, and a flag goes sky high as we have a meeting of players over on the sideline.
Laundry just spread all over the field tonight.
Flag after the play.
As we'll wait to see what this one is, but the Barons set to take over just around, call it the 5-yard line. And that penalty is going to be on Blue Ridge, personal foul, so they're going to walk it back, 5:48 to go. Remember, whenever you're getting hungry, you can eat better and feel better. At Tropical Smoothie, we're bursting with fresh flavors. We offer grab-and-go catering, box lunches. Stop by and try going fresh for fall. Tropical Smoothie Cafe on Princess Anne Road, right across the street from TCC. Pass goes up, a little bit of a lame duck throw deflected, not going to go anywhere. As that's going to bring up 3rd and goal, 3rd and a long goal for the Barons, down by 21, 5:34 to go. And at this point, if you're Blue Ridge, if you can't get in the end zone here on 3rd, you really don't have much choice. You got to go for it on 4th.
Absolutely, and you want to be looking through the air as that clock keeps ticking down. They've been finding success on the ground. However, the clock keeps ticking. You're down by 3 scores. I figured they'd be looking through the air a little bit more.
Brewer in the gun. Look, throw. That one going to be incomplete. As a little bit of a miscommunication between the quarterback and receiver. And the receiver wasn't even looking at his quarterback. 5:30 to go, 4th quarter, 39-18. Seahawks leading.
Going to end up being 4th and goal here at the 23. Like you were saying earlier, this has got to be one of those that's got to be in the end zone. You've got to get the touchdown here to have any chance to coming back into this game.
Down by 3 scores. 5.5 minutes to play. Brewer, pressure coming at him. Tries to throw it over, but he's going to be sacked in the backfield. Caden Beatty is there with one other. And so the Seahawks will take over on their own 33-yard line, 5:23 to go, up by 21, and that play was huge.
Yeah, an absolutely big stop for the Seahawks. Did well to get pressure on the quarterback. He tries to get the throw off, however, just too many Seahawks around him. Ends up taking the big sack for the big loss. And now it's 1st and 10 for the Seahawks with 5:23 left to go here in the 4th. As they're going to try and just milk this clock down as much as they can.
And expect to see a healthy dose of Kai Hodge. Running back already with 227 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns. As Maziel airs one out. That's to Carlos Smith. He's gone. They're not going to catch him. And that is another Chicho's Pizza touchdown as the Seahawks run up the score to 45-18 after a big 67-yard touchdown pass from Maziel to Hodge.
Yeah, receiver just does well to outrun the coverage on the far side. And just gets that separation. Maziel finds him. Great pass down the field. And one play, 67 yards into the end zone. Now it's a 4-score game for the Seahawks.
And so kick is going to go no good wide, but the Seahawks leading 45-18. And Smith with 2 touchdowns, touchdown catches of 67 and 64. 2 touchdowns for the wide receiver, and forget milking the clock. Atlantic Shores says we're going to go right for the jugular And the jugular they hit with that 67-yard touchdown pass from Maziel to Hodge to make it 45-18. Thank you. To Smith. Hodge has scored everything else tonight, but Carlos Smith has 2. Another big performance from the wideout. Make it 45-18. Sometimes you just need something sweet, you know, like Dairy Queen, because when every day is sweet, when you're serving Blizzard treats like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, Oreo fudge, brownie batter. Dairy Queen says, thanks for being our fans all these years, and here's to many more. Dairy Queen at Lansdowne, fan food, not fast food. Kick going to go, and that one rolls in. Shocker. Rolls out of bounds. So the trend continues as Blue Ridge going to take over on the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, 5:13 to go, down by 26. Down by 27. They had success last time around with Roca for abandoning their run game down in the red zone. We'll see what they decide to do here. Brewer in the gun. Has Roca behind him. Turns, gives. They've had a lot of success running that left side. They're going to get more there as he's going to pick up 11 before stepping out of bounds.
As we've got an injured Seahawk on the end there.
As it looks like Carlos Smith, the man going down after picking up that big touchdown run. He's going to get help up while the trainers come over.
You can tell he wants to come off on his own power. However, just walking across the field, you can tell that he is in some major discomfort.
Smith been a big part of this offense tonight, a big dangerous part and a good piece of this defense with the interception, almost had the punt return for a touchdown. As Blue Ridge breaks the huddle before he's even past the middle of the field, just trying to get things going.
Keep in mind that Smith was their big defender against Stewart on the outside. We'll see if they try to double team Stewart a little bit more, as it looks like Hodge is going to be covering him now.
1st and 10, ball on the 46-yard line. 5:05 to go, 4th quarter. Play action, give. Hand it off, and a flag comes out in the backfield as that little dink and dunk completed for a gain of 3.
As we see another flag for roughing the passer way after that pass was thrown. Get a little push at the end of the play. And it's going to end up pushing the ball down the field for Blue Ridge.
The 8th roughing the passer call of the evening. Going to give the Barons a 1st down and move the sticks. After the Shine Time Power Wash 1st down on this stream, presented by the fine folks over at Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Brewer in the gun, gives Roca right up the middle. He's going to rumble for about 9. He has 87, and now Caden Beatty is the injured Seahawk with 4:37 to go.
Looked like he was trying to just get back behind the ball and then kind of went down. Does well to get back up. Pointing at his leg, though, something's wrong. Looks like, though, he wants to stay in the game. However, they're going to go ahead and pull him out. He's been very, very strong for this Seahawks defense all season. They want to try and protect him as much as they can going forward.
It's fresh blood in. Beatty will chat with the trainer really quick. Meanwhile, Barons trailing by 27. Brewer looks right, throws Stewart, sheds one tackle, moves ahead, going to pick up the first down and then some. Pass complete. He'll work his way down to the 24.
First down, Barons.
As they're going to get a timeout.
4:13 to go. As timeout taken by the Seahawks. 45-18. Seahawks leading, just looking to close this one out and head into their matchup at Fredericksburg Christian next Saturday, a 1 p.m. start time for that one. As the Seahawks hope to move ahead with a perfect 8-0 record and seem set to do just that. Barron's trying to push and make this one interesting in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, Barons have been driving. However, once they get into the red zone, they decide to change things up. They've been finding success on the ground and then some success on the quick pass to the outside. Let's see if this time they try to get into the red zone, they try to keep that same game plan moving forward. However, the Seahawks defense has come up strong with big takeaways and big turnovers on downs. Last one was a sack. The one before that, I believe, was a fumble in the third quarter.
So penalties, turnovers, and miscues have been some of the themes. Is this pass going to be swung out to Roca? He bobbled it. It's going to be an incomplete pass. As it falls innocently to the turf, going to bring up second down and 10. Ball on the 24-yard line. 4:08 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Second and 10.
Brewer in the gun, 2 wide, split out to each side. The tailback, Roca, to his right. Looking to pass, throws, near side. That one going to go through the hands of Fort Carden. Incomplete. And so, Brewer tonight, 12 of 21 for 135 yards. 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. On the ground, the Barons quarterback rushing for 48 yards. But he's been constantly under siege from this defense, and he's under siege again. Dances out of one, tripped up though, and it's going to be Caden Beatty who picks up another sack, his second of the evening, his 12th on the season. And so that pressure again gets right into the backfield, causing all sorts of issues. And it's going to bring up 4th down and very long. Call it 4th and 17.
4th and 15.
Brewer under pressure, looks to scramble and just drilled from behind, as that's going to cause the turnover on downs. Didn't have a chance. He didn't see the defensive lineman coming right from behind him. Swarmed over, and it's going to be a turnover and another good series and a good stand for the Seahawk defensive front.
And with that, they'll take over on downs. 1st and 10, 3 minutes remaining in the game.
The Seahawks have done well defensively in this game, especially in the second half. Have only allowed the 1 touchdown. As we get a timeout by the Barons. 3:03 left to go here in the 4th quarter.
Barons trying to just regroup and make sure if they have a chance, they're going to do what they can to just attempt to get back on the board. Maybe get a couple of opportunities. Maybe you get an onside kick here or there. But down 27 with 3:03 to go. Look for the Seahawks to just basically run out the clock for the rest of this one. Fans will be back streaming on Friday, November 5th when the Seahawks take on Portsmouth Christian. Game time set for 7 p.m. in what's going to be the regular season finale for the Seahawks as they look to prepare and make a run for a state championship, hoping to potentially do it undefeated. We'll see what that looks like in 2 weeks, as they've got a good test with Fredericksburg Christian coming up next Saturday. Fredericksburg 5-1 on the season. The lone loss for Fredericksburg Christian coming at Isle of Wight Academy, a 6-point loss. So a tough test before coming home. On the other side, Blue Ridge takes on St. Anne's Belfield next Saturday at noon before capping the season with Roanoke Catholic. 3:03 to go here. Seahawks leading by 27. Give to Hodge, left side, has space, moves through 1 tackle, sprints toward the sideline, tiptoeing, stays, just jumps out, and a big run for Kai Hodge. Burns 10 seconds off the clock, but he stepped out. Hodge had his sights set on touchdown number 6.
We're going to call it a gain of about 40, call it 43 on the play. A big run for Kai Hodge. Another big run.
Hodge now with 270 yards on the ground. 5 touchdowns. 2:53 to go in this 4th quarter.
Excuse me, call it a gain of 41. As Hodge appeared to step out of bounds at the 30.
Give Hodge again up the gut. Going to take that one for a gain of 5. Hodge's 20th carry of the afternoon, of the evening. 2nd and 5 for the Seahawks, as they're going to milk as much time off this clock as they can. Undoubtedly want to maybe try to get Hodge into the end zone one more time. Give Hodge, stiff arm, shoves a man down, looks at him, steps for another stiff arm, and out of bounds. But Kai Hodge looking a little Derrick Henry-esque with that stiff arm, sending his man back into the middle of the earth. 21st carry. That one going to go for a Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals first down. 1:37 to go
Hodge has just been absolutely outstanding on the ground tonight, around a 14-yard per carry average.
284 yards on 21 carries for Hodge. 5 touchdowns and knocking on the door for another one. In the gun. Quick little pop pass. Cutting up. Back across the field and just taken down was Brandon Peterson. Wide receiver coming in motion.
However, there's a flag on the play again. It's going to be a hold for the Seahawks. It's just going to push them back to around the 20-yard line.
Peterson, his second carry of the evening. Going to be negated by the holding call here with 1:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Seahawks leading the Barons 45-18. Appreciate you joining us from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex as we work to wrap this one up. Clock starts ticking again. First and goal. Ball on the 24-yard line. We've had 3 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter. Kai Hodge, a 12-yard run. Roca, a 37-yard run for the Barons. And Maziel to Smith, a 67-yard touchdown. And then a delay of game call on the Seahawks as they let too much run down there. 41 seconds to go on the clock. Just got to get that one snapped off in time so you can cap this one off. Send everyone out to get their Dairy Queen. Or why not? Whatever your preferred post-game snack is. Maziel in the backfield has one to either side of him. Taking the call in, clock running. Give. Back up the middle, and that one going to be taken by Emmanuel Williams. Gain of 5. And seems that one's going to be just enough to run down the clock, and it is. So Atlantic Shores is going to move to 8-0 on the season, the number 1 ranked team in VISAA Division II. Takes this one 45-18 over the Blue Ridge Barons, who dropped to 4-3 on the season. Atlantic Shores continues their offensive firepower and strong offensive presence as they put up 45, headlined by tonight's player of the game. I mean, there's really not any kind of question on who it potentially could have been, as Kai Hodge, 21 carries for 284 yards and 5 touchdowns, is your player of the game. Final stats tonight: Damian Maziel wraps up the night 8 of 10 for 271 yards and 1 touchdown. Cam Brewer on the other side goes 12 of 21 for 135 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Rushing-wise, Hodge, we mentioned the leader, 284 yards on the ground. Roca comes in with 87 yards on 15 carries for the Barons. Cam Brewer, 16 carries for 48 yards for the visitors in a losing effort as well. Top receivers tonight, well, from the Blue Ridge Barons, look no farther than Stewart. He had that touchdown reception, 2 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. For Atlantic Shores, Carlos Smith, touchdown catches of 67 and 64 yards to lead the way for the home side. Scoring in this one, Atlantic Shores got off to a fast start. Just the second play from scrimmage, Kai Hodge, 73 yards to the end zone, make it 6-0. Damian Mazzil would add a 64-yard toss to Carlos Smith to make it 12-0 on a one-play drive. But then the Barons would come storming back. 2 touchdowns from Stewart would make it 12-12 after the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Kai Hodge would do it again. A 5-yard run and a 40-yard run would make it 26-12. That's where we sat at halftime. In the third quarter, Kai Hodge, the only one to score a 36-yard run. He would add another touchdown in the fourth quarter, sandwiched around a run from Roca to make it 32-18. Mazzil would connect with Smith once more, a 67-yard touchdown to end up this one at 45-18. That's where it ends. Atlantic Shores goes to 8-0 on this season. Blue Ridge falls to 4-3. Atlantic Shores back at home on November 5th. We'll have that one right here at the Sportsplex. So thanks for tuning in with us tonight. We hope to have you again on the 5th. Atlantic Shores topping Blue Ridge 45-18, led by Kai Hodge and Damian Mazzil once again. That does it for this one. Thanks for tuning in and have a safe night, everybody.